Makati here. We're going to go over the deck we used on our first Titan run, which was also a successful run on Monster Train 2. So the start of the deck is Madam Lion's Mane is our first unit. Madam Lion's Mane gives us Incant and Etch spawning for Fungi. Fungi are the primary tank in the build, and spawning is the primary way that we do damage. Now, ideally, we would not have Etch spawn 4, we would only have Etch spawn 2, and instead we would have her third ability, which is apply additional decay to units every time they decay, but RNG, not like me. The second most important unit in the game is the Amorous Inoki. Amorous Inoki gives us access to a constant supply of regen and health for our units, which counters corruption and is absolutely necessary. This is the only way that you can keep your backline units alive. Dualism is not necessary on her. I'd rather have had Smidge Stone so that she didn't take up so much room on the level so that I could run an additional Spore Launcher. But we got what we got. The next part of the deck is going to be the Moral Mistress. Moral Mistress is not necessary. She adds decay every time we etch, which is we use a consume ability, and we use several consume abilities. I would rather have had an additional Smidgestone Spore Launcher there, but again, RNG is RNG. Sanguine Assistants are not necessary and could be cut from the deck entirely. Shield Stewards obviously unnecessary, could be cut from the deck entirely. Spore Launcher is doing most of our damage. Ideally, we would have Dualism and Smidgestone on the Spore Launcher, and that would be a 1 unit or a 1 floor cost unit, and we would duplicate him 2 or 3 times to have multiple of them on our main floor. But you want a Dualism Spore Launcher and as many as you can support, because that's where the majority of your damage is. Mulch with Intrinsic and Holdover is, Mulch with no consume and holdover is absolutely necessary to make sure that you have enough cards to play with. Forever Serum is okay. You want as many glow ups as you can get, ideally with intrinsic holdover, but if you just have minus cost holdover, that's fine, because we do dig a lot. Mushroom Cloud is a nice one, but not necessary. This one is a Spell Chain Intrinsic. You'd rather have a no consume, but Mushroom Cloud is a nice burst of damage. Proliferate is very important. You want as many proliferates as you can get, preferably with no consume and no cost. Secret ingredients come as part of the deck, and they're very useful. Spore Touch is not useful at all with the deck. You can keep them in there, or you can remove them. And you can also dump random magic enchants on them. Fertile Ground, I would have really liked to have had better Fertile Grounds. No consume is important on it, and lower cost is important on Fertile Ground. Mixology, Spell Chain, no consume would be ideal on this. This one is a Spell Chain and -2. But I'd rather have a -1 intrinsic Spell Chain than a -2 consume. Spawning Pods, same thing here. We would rather have Spawning Pods that have -2 on them. Spell Chain is okay. This one's actually good. A Spell Chain -1 is good on Spawning Pods. And then, of course, you're stuck with the Vengeful Shards. And so this is the deck that we used to beat the Titan run. The strategy is fairly simple. Madam Lion's Mane, Amorous Inoki, Moral Mistress, and Spore Launchers on your floor that you're going to kill with. And you're going to glow up 3 times holdover every round on your Fungis to dump out decay with the Spore Launcher and to build up your Fungis. And you're going to use consume abilities to do additional decay from the Moral Mistress. And then as you're decaying things, they'll all die on the deck. You'll mulch for more cards in your next draw, and then dump out everything. And so you're just stacking decay and dumping out. Now, Secret Ingredient and Mixology give you a lot of utility. You can get Reanimate for your Fungis if it's a corruption level and they're going to be carrying a ton of corruption. You can get Sap if you need to sap enemies that snuck by your group and are getting up to the top. If they have enough decay on them, then you can root them in place on a floor above you so that they die before they get to your pyre. And so there's a ton of utility in the Mixology and Secret Ingredient that gives you some more ability to control how you react to the floor, because your main goal is just going to decay everything. Let's go take a look at the run. so that we can get our guy built up first. Hey, they did a good job with the difficulty scaling on this. There we go. That's what I like to see. Go decay. Got him.